Jim Hill sponsors Joshua versus Molina on Sky Sports Box Office.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS Rifles, in association with Macklin's Gym. We're in Manchester. I don't know where we are.
Wormworth Scrubs, is it?
It looks like it. Carl Froch is just about to get over them railings here. How are you, mate?
Pay me what you said you're going to pay me for doing this out here. It looks like we're in prison.
I heard about how much
I'll give you some discount
too, so
give me some discount.
Definitely. How are you?
I'm stood in a fucking puddle. That's how. Oh, cut the swearing out. It's bad for the kid. I'm stood in a puddle.
Sorry, mate. Someone should be on that. How are you? How are you?
I'm good, thank you very much.
Yeah.
How are you?
Are you content?
Don't start talking about if I'm coming out of retirement.
I never said that. I said, are you content?
Yeah, I'm very happy. Very happy.
Oh, listen, I'm not the one that gets on Twitter every Friday night and starts calling out Triple G all the time.
Eddie Hearn and Tom Loaf for bread. They're always at it, aren't they? Anyway, what's happening? Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua, Eric Molina. Routine, do you believe this to be for Anthony Joshua, Carl?
I think routine enough. That's a good word to use, routine, but he's got to be careful. Molina, he packs a punch, doesn't he? He can whack a bit, so Josh obviously has to box and move, use his jab, use his feet, keep the range, keep him out of range. I think for 3, 4, maybe 5 rounds, and then he'll take him out. I think he'll stop him between 5 and 8. I think so. And if it goes the distance, I think Josh is quite comfortably enough, fit enough now to go the distance and just to have it all his own way. But it's heavyweight boxing. It's that heavy. It's that right hand of Molina that rocked Deontay Wilder and gave him trouble. And he keeps talking about it as well. So he's definitely going to be looking for it. So he probably will land it. It's just how Josh reacts to the shot landing. I think he'll soak it up and he'll be okay.
Obviously, the immediate carrot being dangled here is that Klitschko fight next year, supposedly at Wembley, supposedly could do more numbers than what your fight did.
Potentially.
Potentially it could.
Probably won't.
Do you not?
I don't think it does 80,000.
Are you sure?
It better not.
Careful. You've got the same promoter promoting this fight on the same channel.
I'm in trouble. He never promoted the fight. The fight sold itself. George Groves promoted the fight.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I don't think I've ever heard you say that, actually.
No, but you said it, didn't he? So.
Yeah. But
he didn't need to promote the fight, did Eddie Hearn? He didn't do much. The fight sold itself. The first fight, the whole controversy, Howard Foster, etc., etc.
Had all the right ingredients already there.
Of course, yeah. Eddie didn't do squat. We got paid well there.
I heard that as well. I think everyone got paid well that week.
Yeah, we did.
But the Klitschko fight, that's huge, isn't it, for Anthony Joshua? This is what will be regarded as
a massive fight. But Klitschko, you've got to say, he's not boxed since did he
Fury,
box?
last year.
Fury. So if the fight happens when it happens, and I've just said that on an interview on Sky, it's getting on for 2 years. He's 40, he's older than me, 40, 41 years old, Klitschko. And he looked terrible against Fury. I know Fury did what he did to make the fight messy and make it terrible. But I don't know what Klitschko's got left, to be honest. This is what it is. You know, if it happened now, it would have been exciting, it would have been great. But I think next year, it's even longer. I think Klitschko needs to box, needs to fight somebody before that fight happens. Or I don't think Klitschko's going to take the fight. I don't think it'll happen. I might be wrong. I'm just trying to get inside the mind of Klitschko and think, why does he fight Joshua? I know he don't want to leave his career and his last fight being that loss against Tyson Fury, because who would want to go out like that? But to come back and then you lose to the next young up-and-coming heavyweight prospect, world champion, it's going to really destroy his legacy. So I'm not sure Klitschko's going to be up for that, but you know, stranger things have happened. I think if it happens, Joshua beats him. Not easy, but I think he beats him comfortably enough.
What did you make of the...
Comfortably enough, it's easy, isn't it? So I suppose.
Yeah.
It's contradicting myself there a little bit.
What did you make of the antics from David Haye and Tony Bellew's press conference, and what do you make about that fight in general?
David Haye, Tony Bellew. David Haye, I think 3, 4, 5 years ago, whenever he boxed last, I think it'd probably be a little bit too much for Tony Bellew. But I'm thinking about Tony Bellew at light heavyweight when he, Donny Stevenson hurt him, but he was drained at the weight, Bellew. At cruiserweight, Tony Bellew looks a different animal. He's full of energy, he can hold a shot. I know he got put over by Macabu early on, but he got off the floor to win in ferocious style. So it's difficult for me because I want to try and separate the personalities. David Haye's a friend of mine, he has been for many years. Tony Bellew's a good friend of mine. I've done a lot of sparring with him, spent a lot of time with him in the gyms. I like both the guys, and I know they don't like each other. Heavyweight boxing for Tony Bellew isn't his weight division, but David Haye's not a heavyweight. He's not a proper heavyweight, and he knows that himself. As much as it pains him, he's a cruiserweight. But he can fight a heavyweight, and he can take the heavyweight punishment. So I think I'm making David Haye a favourite in that fight, but potentially it's got upset written all over it for David Haye.
We'll drop a few weights down now to your old weight, super middleweight division. A lot happening at the moment. We've got obviously Degao and Badou Jack happening in January. George Groves has got another world title shot against Chudanov next year. Callum Smith obviously mandated to fight the winner.
Go on, Smithy boy.
Callum Smith mandated to fight the winner of Degao and Jack. What do you make of this whole mix at the moment?
Not a great deal, to be honest. Any more questions?
Say it! I'll just give you some
Badou
stuff
Jack,
there.
James DeGale. I think close fight, could go either way. Depends what DeGale's got late on. He's not usually got a great deal between rounds 7 and 12. Badou Jack's quite fit, but quite basic. So it's a close fight, could go either way. I think Badou Jack might nick it on points because he's growing in confidence and he's growing as a fighter with his recent fights. He's looked quite well. I'm trying to think of what she said.
George Groves and Chudanov.
George Grove and Chudanov. I think George Groves can actually finally become a WBA world champion. I think this is his chance. I thought the best chance he had was against Badou Jack, but he obviously blamed his cornerman for that. Even though it's him that throws the punches, and he should know where he is. But you know, you give poor old, I was going to say Paddy then, but that's not his name.
Paddy Fitzpatrick?
Yeah, Fitzpatrick. Is it Gavin or something? Give Gavin a load of stick for that. That's his name, isn't it? Gavin Fitzpatrick. Yeah, that's his real name. I think that's what his mum calls him. So I thought that was George Groves' best chance of becoming world champion. But now this is actually his best chance to become world champion. Other than the first fight with me, because that was probably one of the best opportunities, knocking me down in round 1, getting me at the end of a TV dance reality show rather than an actual training camp. That was his first chance to become a genuine world champion. Where now he's going to fight for the regular WBA title against a bit of a bum in Chudanov, but he's still going to be world champion.
I think it's the super one they're fighting for, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
I think so. That's
Serious?
what he tweeted the other day.
How's he
It's
the
the
super
super one.
champion, Chudanov? How does that work?
The title's vacant again, isn't it? I think so.
Vacant title. Well, yeah. To answer your question, I think George Groves has got a massive chance of becoming WBA world champion against Chudanov because he's not the strongest of champions, and George Groves showed, I'm going to give him a compliment now, he showed big improvement in his fitness and his work rate in his last fight. I thought he finished rounds 8 through to round 12 very strong, which I've never seen him do. He had it all his own way and it was all at his own pace in that fight, but he still put the work rate in, and the work ethic looked good from round 1 right through to the strong finish in round 12. So I'll give George Groves props for that, and if he does that against Chudanov, I don't see him getting beat, to be honest.
Okay. Why do you keep tweeting Golovkin?
I don't keep tweeting Golovkin.
You do. I've seen a few.
He put something on there saying, "Oh, big drama show, come Froch, just leave me alone. What's he say? No, he said some rubbish about me not fighting anybody, and he said something about my missus making all the decisions, which is ridiculous, absolutely ludicrous. I think there's a communication or language barrier there, where you don't quite understand what he's saying or what's going off, or someone's on his Twitter platform doing the tweets for him.
Because he come out and said this is actually him on the Twitter. I mean,
well, he said I've not fought anybody, and I've never stepped up, and I'm a clown. Never stepped up, never fought anybody.
I call you a clown, but you can't say you've never stepped up. You can't say you've never stepped up.
Never stepping up, never fought anybody. I mean, this is coming from a guy whose best win's Martin Murray. And you've got to think to yourself, Matthew Macklin. No disrespect to them two guys, but you know they're not world champions. They're not world beaters. So he knows how ludicrous and ridiculous that tweet was. So he should have come out and said, actually, that wasn't me. But he didn't. He made an even bigger fool of himself and admitted that it was him doing it. So I just came back and thought, I've got to come back with a comeback. But when I read it, I thought I can't be bothered. But I took my son swimming, and whilst I'm watching him swim up and down, I'm sitting there on Twitter, and I thought, you know what, I'm not having this. I'm going to do a tweet back. So I tweeted him back. I don't know what I said. Something about never stepped up, call me a clown, stay away from super middle or whatever, or beat somebody before you call me out. Go and beat somebody, and I mean it. Go and fight somebody and beat somebody, and then talk about yourself like your little entourage and your followers that all love you and seem to give you a regular polish. Really over the top with no justification. Fight somebody big, and I'm sure he can beat somebody big as well. He can beat somebody. He's a good fighter. I'm not giving him stick, but he's got to beat somebody, and then we'll take him serious. But don't call me out. I've got a straight nose. I'm 14 stone, of pure rip muscle, 6% body fat. swimming 3 times a week, lifting weights, not throwing any punches, not fighting, not intending to throw any punches or do any fighting, unless you fancy a straightener now because it's getting cold.
Are you talking to me?
Fancy a straightener?
Hold the camera. Don't start, Cole. I'll smash this camera over your head before anything happens.
You better be quick, man. You better be quick.
What? Alright, Cobra, careful. They call me the Sri Lankan Cobra. Watch.
Whoa,
Whoa!
Bruno,
I got it.
stand back.
What?
Oh, don't touch your boxes, man.